this video, I'm going to be talking about a custom application I wrote in Python using the SeisWare Connect, or our software development kit, to connect to a SeisWare project and pull out some data, run an analysis on it, and generate a bunch of plots. So very quickly, what I've got here is a depth grid from the nan-high field and a bunch of fault polygons interpreted on it. And because I'm showing off all these fault polygons because the whole point of this application is to calculate a center line along that fault polygon, basically to look at the profile of it, and then we're going to plot the displacement along that center line throughout the whole thing. There's a whole bunch of code in the background, and if anyone's interested, you can always email us to ask for more details. But from a really quick perspective, what the application looks like is just this little fault throw imager window that I've got here. You can run the Python script, it pops up, and we can select our project, select the depth grid that we have, select our fault polygon. I can specify a sampling interval along that midpoint or the center line, and then I can choose to display the strike lines or not. So if I go take a look at one of the existing plots that was generated, here I can see that fault throw with the difference or displacement and then the distance along the length of the fault. And I also output a map, so you get a little bit of a legend to see, okay, fault 11 is here. Along with that, I also output a big spreadsheet of every point I calculate and all of the X and Y coordinates, X, Y, Z details. And then if we want to take a look at that with the strike lines, I can do the same thing. Say, look at that fault 11, and so I can get an idea of where along the fault it is by matching up those colors. The whole point of this is, I just want to show, this is an application that isn't included with SeisWare. It's a custom Python application that I wrote myself that has a user interface, and it's able to pull from the SeisWare project. The great part about that means that any data that's in your project is in a clean, consistent format so that it's really easy to pull out and interact with, rather than having to deal with a raw data file that you might not really have any prior knowledge of. That's it for me this week. Thanks a lot for listening, and tune in for more videos.